What is up, dreamers, and welcome back to some more Mobius Double F. In this one, we're going to take a look at the Sword Saint, the newest warrior of light that just came to us. So let's take a look immediately at this job card. So we are looking at a warrior type job with different roles in multiplayer and different elements corresponding to those roles. So these two first roles here are going to be your defender in multiplayer, which we'll talk about a little later, and then this will be your attacker role. So as a defender, you're going to have wind, earth, and light elements, and as an attacker, you will have light, dark, and fire. So two way different sets of elements there, so be careful with that. Your ultimate is always the same. It does Lightbringer, a fully attack power focused ult. You see here 1 star of break here, not even star, 1 break, just 1 break. But it's got lots of attack power, looks like almost 70k here. The ult itself is an area effect. It hits everything pretty much equally. Warrior's Trance does the prism shift, which I love. Gives you brave and it gives you barrier. So interesting stuff there. Going into these auto abilities, we've got some really nice stuff in here. Clutch Barrier, Clutch Faith, Haste, and Wall. I love Clutch Wall. It saved me a ton of times. For attack power, we're going with 250% enhanced elements, light and dark. So you're going to be able to destroy stuff with those elements with this job. And then, as far as tankiness goes, you've got 40% resistance to every element in the game. So that's going to be really, really helpful. The other things that'll help you for attacking is 100% improved crit. You can do more than 9,999 damage with your attacks, regular ass attacks. And then you've got 1% medic. Medic 1%, this just basically just regenerates 1% of HP per every action that you do. And then you've got Steel Guard, which basically the more you get hit per turn, it gives you 5% more defense that stacks for that turn. You've also got Avert Defense down 50% and Avert Unguard 50%. When you job change shift, it'll shift you over to light. And the JCR4 is pretty standard there. Now this part is pretty interesting down here. When you're in a defender in multiplayer, you are going to have HP up plus 50%, which defenders usually have, but you still have damage up plus 30. And then when you switch this up, so let's go into, actually that was our attacker. So we'll look closer at that when we're looking at our multiplayer decks here. But for single player, we are looking at this basic setup here that I've set. It's not basic, sorry. There's some really good stuff in here. But let's look at these stats. So I'm using Barrett for the Unguard. I've got Unbreakable Bonds in here, Supreme card. And then I've got Air Supreme, and then I've got the new Omega weapon to give me some extra power and turns. We're looking at good stats here. I'll be rocking with my Buster Sword X. Let's talk weapons just really quick. I will still be using my Buster Sword X for single player. I think it's probably one of the better weapons, especially for this job, since like ults are amazing on this job, so this weapon will be really helpful for that. And for multiplayer, the other single player weapon I like is Masamune X. Probably will keep that. For multiplayer though, I would stick to Braveheart X and your Gunblade. Now you do get 2 weapons for this job. One of them is Lightbringer X. This one is not very good, honestly. And the Murakumo is decent, but it's not better. It's very similar, but just not better than your Gunblade X, so I would definitely stick to those if you have them. That being said, Murakumo could be a useful weapon if you just don't have anything else that's good. Alright. So looking at the stats here, we've got almost 14k HP, 1727 attack power. The break power is low, it kind of sucks, it's 272. You're not going to need to break since you're going to be able to destroy things over the bar, especially without, with the attack limit break and everything. The magic is helpful. 1200 magic with this current setup. I've seen setups way higher than this too, so this is really cool. we're looking at 12 stars of crit, which is really high, but I have seen higher. And then 7 stars speed, 8 stars defense. Really nice looking there. And then this will all change a lot when we go into our multiplayer. But as far as like stats go, this is really good. The only thing kind of disappointing is the break power. Let's talk about multiplayer though, because this job is a little bit different the way it works when you go into MP. So let's find our defender version. So my defender version, I'm using 2 taunts, and then I've got nightmares. I've got ultimate weapon for the sleep, and then I'm using Stunga. So you will notice that you still have attack power up. You still have damage up. So 30% in your defender form, and then 50% in your 50% extra HP, 30% extra damage. And then this basically just reverses when you go into an attacker. And I'm pretty sure this is the first job we've had that does this. So this is actually pretty cool. So looking at this again, so now we're looking at 30% HP up and 50% damage up. So you always have an HP and damage up buff no matter what job you are in multiplayer, which is freaking awesome. So for my attacker deck, you can see that I'm set up with, I'm dark focused here, mono deck, double air for orb generation. Really strong looking job, almost 1400 magic. This thing is a pure beast basically. And then for our defender, which we talked about a little bit more, this thing looks very good. Not even using a great weapon, and we've got almost 20k HP. This thing is awesome. You just got to keep in mind that your elements are going to be different between attacking and defending. You're going to be rocking wind, earth, light as a defender, and dark, light, fire as an attacker. So that's the only kind of weird thing. The only other thing is you will need help with your breaks if you aren't killing over the bar. So as long as you have a breaker and MP, it's going to be fine. But this thing is strong and beautiful looking. Let's look at this armor. So you've got 2 setups of armor here. First one's a little darker. It looks awesome though. You got your... This helmet almost looks a little bird-like to me, but it does look really cool. And then the armor is really samurai looking to me. So this is an awesome looking job, especially if you love your samurai but don't love the way it performs in SP and MP. And then your other form is basically the same thing with a different helm, but it's shinier and looks cooler. You got like boosters on your hips or something like that. I don't know, man, but it looks awesome. I really like it. There's a close-up of that helm there. And then last but not least, let's take a look at this thing in battle. Let's use it in a single player. Take a look at it. See that ult in action. So we'll just go to Nibelheim here, just real quick. And we'll try to ignore the materia part of this. Sword Saint, show us your power. Let's slow it down. Let auto ride, baby. So this job basically it does kill a few jobs. This job is a killer. As far as like meta goes. So it's basically Samurai 2.0, but it also kind of makes the high wind less useful as far as dark damage and light damage goes. And then Hero of Despair is another kind of newer job, actually a legend job, that really barely competes with this job for dark damage. Dark damage, you're still going to want to use your new Sword Saint. So there is that. There is definitely that. Let's see if we can charge some ults here. ether, but it's all good. There we go. Let's see what this ult looks like. Light Breaker! Oh, so samurai-like. Awesome. I don't think I'll ever get tired of seeing that. That looks great. So let me know what you guys think about your Sword Saints. Very new job in Global. Worth pulling? I would say so, just because it does kind of kill certain other jobs. That it is kind of new of a new step up. The banner that it was released on is actually pretty decent as far as cards go. So I would say this one is worth it. But it is staying in the pool permanently, and it's not a legend job. So definitely don't go too crazy on pulling for this job. Let me know how you guys are enjoying it. If this video was helpful for you guys, definitely leave it a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you very soon and on the next episode of Mobius Double F.